Hi guys, it's Ilene here, and I want to work with these today. See these little flowers? I'll show you a little closer here. I'm really trying to hurry spring up, so I'm like starting to work on a little bit of embellishments, flower embellishments. So I thought it would be a nice change to do a little bit more flowers. I have these little flowers here that I thought I'd work on. It would be a nice little challenge just to play with some flowers. So I used this cream cardstock for these flowers, and I used a flower punch. This was one of the smaller ones, and this is yet a smaller one. This one's from Steppin' Up, I believe, or this one's EK. I don't know what that difference is. And this one here, it's a little less better, like good quality, but it does the work for cardstock. It won't go through anything thicker than cardstock. But if you don't have a stamp, just go on your cereal boxes or whatever, your recycle boxes, the thinner ones, and try to draw out a 5-petal flower, and one smaller one, and like one larger one and smaller one. Try to cut them out with an X-Acto knife or whatever, or if you want to use the inside thing to trace. I just thought it would be easier to go around this way with the pencil than to trace holding the flower down and tracing around a little flower. If you don't have that, you can just draw any size flower you want and put it on this and draw it out and cut them out. It's a little fussy cutting and a little bit of more of a pain, obviously, yes, but if you don't have a punch and you want to do a couple, then that's what you do. So I do happen to have a punch. So what I do is I punch out my pieces, and then for these ones here, these little flowers, I have 3. So you can do any size flowers. If I punch out my pieces, I'm just going to flip it onto my hand. And then I take my scissors, scrolly scissors here, and I just take the petal down. I'm going to try to do this really close here, if I can do that. I'm going to take the petal down and just do the tip of the petal. Can you see that? The tip of the petal like that. And then what I do is I did this side, so then I'm going to do this side of the design, but that's just me doing it back and forth, rocking back and forth. And so whatever. Of course, now I'm flipping it all different weird ways, but that's how I get the little ends. So I'm just, it's kind of weird because I'm cutting at an angle, but yeah, I'm just clipping my ends off. Just like that. If you've seen them, I don't know if you can see that because I'm looking at what I'm doing. So that's what I do to get a little bit of a different look to my flower. And that's a nice thing about these. I don't use these scissors too often, but this, I do use them for different flowers like this. So you could do the larger ones as well. And then I take my, I don't usually try to cut them on my board. Then I take my smaller punch and I do the small one. See, it doesn't even want to, I don't know where I got this one. It's not terribly strong. It could have been the dollar store. So I do the same thing with cutting my ends off. Just slightly. I'm hoping I'm like doing it so you guys can see. It's kind of crazy awkward for me. So there is my ends. Kind of looks like a Hawaiian flower or something, I don't know. And then I choose an ink, and then I ink them. So for this one here, I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Rusty, really rusty, and I'm just going to ink up my edges of my flower. You could do any color. This is a perfect paper that you can use because you can ink any color on this cream and it'll look nice. This is my ink that is suede, soft suede on that one. So I know it's like not a huge it's a huge challenge, but it's fun just to kind of work on some embellishments. So I thought little small flowers would be nice to get ready for spring. You could do some canvases with them and whatnot too. Even just like these pieces here would be nice, like blossoms. If you did like a tree silhouette and blossoms or something like that, or even some of the big ones and some small ones. So even if you grab something off the internet and you just photocopy it and then have that as a tracer, or you have a coloring book with flowers on it and trace one of the 5 petal flowers off there and whatever you use, and then trace a couple, whatever. Now this one here, you can see I stamped a butterfly out, and this is my butterfly stamp, and I use that for the leaves, as you can see right here. Maybe you can see I put leaves, so it looks like little leaves, and this is the back side. So I thought, well, why don't we use some of our stamps for other things? You could even do fancier butterfly stamps and have fancier looking leaves. So I used a little bit of my old olive, and it's very settled. I don't know if you can even see it on the video, but it is a nice green. And it's very subtle, and then I like to put a little bit of brown with it too. So it's very settled, the green, but yeah, you can see it a little bit. And then, you can do a little bit of the soft suede on top. And then that's that one. So just some flowers to have ahead of time. I was putting some dimensional puffy paint inside, and it looks okay. You can use buttons, little teeny buttons, little whatever. Then I started putting beads, and I prefer the beads, so I'm going to replace them all with beads. See this little black bead in there, and then I have a little white bead in there, and that's from an old necklace, so it's recycled. And there, we can't go wrong with that. So then I have my stylus, and I'm on the sponge here, and I just push down a couple times on each petal so that your hands don't really get sore or anything, because you're just pushing down away from the center of the petal. And then you flip it over and you give it a push down the center like that. And then this is what you get. I do the same thing with the second one. And then sometimes I'll flip it over and just push a little slightly so it's not so pushed down as the other one. And then the last one, I will go over just like 3 kind of strips down to round it up a little bit more, and then I'll push down the center like that. So now I have one's kind of cup shape. And then for this little one, I'm just going to go a little bit down, one down. And it's not too hard on the hands. Some roses and stuff like that I find that I don't do because I love the look of them, but they're hard to do. So this one is easy to do. And now for the leaf of the butterfly wing, which I double as a leaf, I just roll it up a little bit, flip it over, grab the end, and kind of make it like a little flip dog ear type thing. And there we go, it's done. I grab my glue, and for these ones I prefer white glue, and I'm going to tell you why, because I was thinking like a lot of people use hot glue, but one thing is that when you're doing a canvas and you're drying and stuff like that, I find that when you're using things with hot glue, too much hot glue on there, your glue is going to melt and things are going to move. So even though these were made like who knows when, and they're waiting for you to use. Sometimes I like to use my cute, whatever these are called, tweezers. So even though, you know, they've been waiting to be used, you're going to have it moving as soon as the heat hits it because of the heat. So it kind of, I discovered that, I'm like, hey, you know, it's nice to make things with hot glue and it's fast, but if you're using it later on and you forget, oh yeah, I have hot glue in it, and your petals all slide because you're trying to dry something next to it, it's kind of like, oh man, you know. So there, that one's done. Just like that. Isn't that cute? And then throw a little bit of glue on the bottom of the half of the butterfly, right down the center there. I think you can see that. You can see that from that video. And put the flower in there. And it's a small flower, so it's really nice for canvases, tags, and whatnot. So that's what I like about it. Grab your bead. Do a very small, itty-bitty dollop of glue. I'm using my little one, so there's not too much pressure when I'm doing something delicate. Whereas my big one, and I can't have it upside down all the time. There's a lot of pressure of glue wanting to explode over things sometimes. I'm like, yeah. Something you don't really want to mess with. And I have, of course, with the beads, you need to have something that will grasp them better. This one's got a little bump on it. So that's why I use that. And if there's any glue kind of plopping over it, it's okay. It will dry nice and clear. You can see that on these ones there's absolutely no glue showing in the center. It's a little shiny on there, but it dried. And so there is a little glue coming up right now on this one, and my bead's moving, but it will dry. So that is that flower. So yeah, and that's that flower. So give it a try and, you know, make some embellishments. Prepare a little thing of embellishments. And you can even put a touch of glue on them and set them on a little cardstock, like as if they were even store-bought, you know, and looking like all pretty, and pin them to your board wherever you keep your embellishments. And then they're ready for when you go and you kind of run down of your embellishments. Now I'm going to do a larger one. This is my largest, sorry the shine, the largest hole punch like this that I have. And I have done these as well for projects. Of course, they're quite a bit larger, so it's good for canvas or, you know, well, bigger projects anyway. And then you'll need this one. And I wanted to just show you, okay, so I got this butterfly stamp, or stamp, punch. I got this butterfly punch. So here is this one, and that's what it looks like. You can use anything you want, really. And even with my little ones too, sometimes I will double up my flowers. I'm going to see if I can do 3. I don't know if I can. I haven't tried it. But sometimes I will double up my flowers, especially if I'm doing a lot. And this is a good project to do in front of the TV. Not that I watch too much TV, but today I was watching the kids do schoolwork and kind of on hand with them. And look at that. It does do 3. And watching them play a game after they were done their schoolwork, and it was really nice that I was able to not be in my craft room the whole time, so you can actually be a physical body. You might not be doing the same thing as them, but you can be out there doing the same. I mean, doing something. So that's those ones. And it is a bigger flower, but you can, I mean, I don't tend to normally buy these sizes this size. I don't buy any actually, I just make all my flowers. And I might have some gifted to me. So, I don't know, what color should we do these ones? Should we do them in the rest as well? I will do them in the rest as well. So, yeah, play with some flowers. Now, these ones are larger, so it might be a little bit easier to make a 5-petal flower, or, like I said, find something online. Look at the dollar store for those styrofoam shapes. You can just trace those too, and then you can use the styrofoam shape later for a stamp, for, you know, inks or jelly prints or whatnot. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. And beige or off-white, whatever this is called, like a cream paint, cream is always the perfect cardstock for everything. So if you don't know what color you want to use, always go with cream. White is so hard to, like, you do whatever you want, but my suggestion is always to go with cream, because white is so crisp and it's just not really as suitable. It's good for, like, when you do print and you have a nice crisp white plaque to print on, you know, like a little thing. But even then, most of us change our colors of our backgrounds. But cream will pick up any color you add to it, it's going to look good. You can add teal on the cream and it's going to look good. So you can just have a pile, go to Michael's, buy a pile of cream. That, you know, that's what I'm going to be doing because I'm really low on that. And there, yeah, buy a pile of cream and you can do anything with that pretty much. It's just a nice color, especially for embellishments and that. So I think this is my largest stylus that I have. I'm going to take a quick peek. Yeah, I think it is. So these are the 3 that I have. I'll just show you. Yes, it is the largest stylus I have. So these are the 3 I have. So you can use this, but what I recommend for the larger things, because your hands can really hurt, is you can use a pen as well, or any kind of rounded. This one's nice. And I would do the same thing as I did before. Just go out. Do like 3. I'm just doing 3, kind of like that. Now I'm going to flip it over and kind of roll like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Hope so. So that's what I'm doing. Now if I were to do it with my larger one, I'd be working a little bit more harder, and it's harder on the hands just to get it to look the exactly same as that. So that's why I suggest to do it with a marker lid. Let's see with the marker lid from this. You know, you can do it, the marker lid, I like this one though, it just is the perfect roundness. It's a lot less work on your hands. And anything that's less work on my hands is good. A little bit like that. There we go. That's a second. I mean, if you're doing, I don't know, rose and that, you might have to work it more. But this is just kind of like, I don't know what kind of flower it is. It is just a flower. Now this one, I'm just going to go a little bit in the middle to make it like a cup, like my other one. And I'm going to go back with my big one here and just go just like that, down the middle a little bit. Start with the one I really pushed in. Try to put the flowers between the petals. You know, we've done flowers before, and I know you guys probably have done them, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? But it's just a fun thing to do while you're really sitting around with everyone else, kind of a thing. There we go. That's very cute. It's nothing spectacular. I'm going to again do the inking with this butterfly. But it's a nice little piece. It's a nice flower that didn't take too much effort. Habit of flipping them all upside down. And it doesn't take long. You get a little tray of like this lunch tray from the dollar store, and you put your things that you need in there. Glue. I have this, but I actually started using pearls. They look a little bit more professional, I think, like from the store with the pearls. Like something you get at Michael's with little pom-poms or pearls inside rather than the dimensional. Puffy paint looks a little bit better to me, so now I just did that butterfly, and before I put the pearl in, I always do the leaves, put the leaves in, which are the butterflies, but I add the leaves on because I like to push down the center to make sure I'm getting it in very well. Now I'm just going to grab myself. I always keep a notepad on hand because of this, you know, I don't want glue everywhere because I'm going to squish it on. So, like I said, say I like to do this, push down the center. I want to show how much leaf I want to show. It's going to look like a butterfly underneath, but it looks like a little leaf's coming up. And I'm going to grab a larger pearl and put that in the middle. That's going to look really nice. Sweet and easy. Little embellishments, flower embellishments. And that's all that's to it. Like I said, they don't have to be the same cut. They can be different shaped flowers. You could even use some flowers from your die cuts, you know, whatever. But try and make it as easy as possible. Just a little way of changing up your flowers a little bit, because I mean, cutting it with the scissors makes a nice different look. So there's that. Once it dries, you can kind of play with the shape to fluff it up and leave it on your card to choose to use it after. So guys, I hope you liked that little bit of a tutorial of that, and hope you guys give it a try and do some embellishments for the future. So let's try to do little card embellishments. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so I have these tags on hand, and some of these dots. You don't have to use dots. You can use a little blob of glue, but I'm going to use some of these dots, and this is just one of those tags I make, and then you can start putting them on. So they could be like an embellishment tag, not a tag for a giveaway tag, but just to put some of your embellishments on, just like that, and pin it up to your board. If you have a push board where you keep your embellishments so they can, or you know, some people put them in a book, but these dimensional embellishments, I like to put them in on the push board or in a container so they don't get squished all on their own. So yeah, you got something to choose when you need it. And these little pop dots are not going to tear it or anything when you want to grab them off of there. So that is my challenge, okay guys, to make a tag or something like that of embellishments for future use, of flower embellishments. So give it a try and yeah, post it up and show me what you got. And yeah, enjoy yourself. Then you got something to, and you know what, you guys, you can swap these, you can give them as gifts, you can package them when you have a little fair and sell them pre-made. If you do the nice pearls in them, they're more, I think, look, if you look at this difference, so this and the pearl, I'm going to add pearls to these ones. I would buy this over this, so yeah, think about that. So yeah, have fun guys, talk to you later, bye-bye. So guys, this is my embellishment tags, so I hope you like it and give it a try. It's just nice to have this up on your little board, ready to use. Now that they're dry, you can just even play with their petals, get them all nice. This is the one with the larger butterfly. And now we have just nice embellishments for future projects. If Happy Mail, any kind of thing, and yeah, easy to do and have there waiting for your next project. I hope you guys liked this. If you did, thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.